if I ain't walking, if I ain't walking, if I ain't walking, if I ain't walking in purpose, the name of giving is worthless.
Listen, the Bible says in Ephesians 6 and 12 that for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but it's against the powers, against the rulers, against spiritual forces of and in the spiritual realm. If we believe and understand that, then why are we arguing so much with each other? Why is there so much discord and fighting with one another? It has nothing to do with God, it has everything to do with us. It says our struggle or our battle is not against flesh and blood, but we keep arguing with flesh and blood. It says who the battle is actually against. If you look at the verse before that, it says that we're supposed to put on the full armor of God so that we can withstand the schemes of the enemy. That's the scheme of the enemy, for us to have a discord between one another. Listen, when we look at it like that, we'll see that we are the reason why we are having so much arguments and fightings even right now. The Bible says that the fruit of, when you talk about the fruit of the Spirit, when you start looking at walking in the Spirit and walking in the flesh, one of the things that it says it's obvious that you are walking in the flesh, because one of the things that it says amongst a lot of other things is discord or distension, meaning arguments, fighting, things of that nature. So the reason why we're in so many arguments is because either what we're doing, we're walking in the flesh, or somebody else might be walking in the flesh and they're trying to pick a fight with you. That's a scheme of the enemy. That's what the enemy is trying to do. This is why when Jesus was teaching and the teachers or the Pharisees and the Sadducees was asking him, what's one of the greatest commandments? What is the greatest commandment? He said the greatest commandment is this, that you love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your spirit, and with all your soul. And then, just out of the blue, they ain't even ask him this question. He said, and the second is this, that you love your brother. He said that for a reason. They didn't even ask him about that. They just said, what's the greatest commandment? And he gave them that and some more. He said, look, the most important is to love God. He said, but the second most important is to love one another. So if Jesus says love one another, and Paul says that because Paul got an inspiration or a revelation from God in the book of Ephesians, all about unity, being one with one another, and he talks about that is what the fight is. For some reason we are fighting against each other. That's the scheme of the enemy. So my question is, if you're getting into so many arguments, or people are starting so many arguments with you, and you know that that's a trick of the enemy, why do we keep indulging with that? Why are we still arguing with each other instead of making sure that that is right and then having a conversation or having the argument and the fight with the enemy? Even Jesus said, if you have an ought with your brother, you can literally be at the altar. The altar don't have to be at church. You can be wherever you are. This can be my altar right now. It's wherever that I'm having a conversation with God. I can be having a conversation with God and giving him my love, my devotion, my time, everything. And he says, even then, he doesn't want that gift right then. What he wants is for me to fix the issue with my brother, or at least attempt to do that.